Hello everyone! Welcome to today's reading, and the topic today will be what sort of information you should know at this moment in time. So we can watch this reading anytime you want, whenever you feel like it, and let's hope the messages will resonate. So today I have 3 different groups. So group 1 is this big pink pencil. Group 2, Crystal Balance Grounding Spray. Actually, it's just water, I use it for my flowers. And then group 3, it's Latin Sentences book. Okay, so I will start with group 1, so the pink pencil. Oh gosh, I'm out of breath already. Okay, let's do this. So group number 1, pencil. And let's see what sort of information should you know at this moment in time. Something that is important, something that, like a piece of information that perhaps will help you with some sort of problem or dilemma, whatever it is. So group 1, what piece of information should group number 1 know or be aware of? Okay. I don't know why I just heard Taurus as in the zodiac sign, Taurus. I know maybe you're a Taurus. I just was looking at all of the constellations here, and to be honest, I don't even know how Taurus constellation looks like, but it just came to my mind. Okay, so let's see. How do I feel? Okay, I will just pick randomly. So let's see, group number 1, the sort of information they should know at this moment in time. Here. Let's pick 3 cards and see what they say, and then I can take it from there. Okay, here. And last one. Actually, I feel this one. Alright. Let's see. The 9 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Let me just put it nicely. Okay, first thing what you should know, you're thinking too much. So you can see already with the 9 of Swords, it's like this person who's constantly thinking about something and has all of these like worst case scenarios in their mind. That's how I see it. It's like the worst thing that could ever happen. That's what keeps coming to your mind. And you cannot sleep at night, you're having nightmares, and it just doesn't really look that good. I don't know why I'm getting this image of leaves falling in autumn, and when they fall to the ground they have this very specific smell, and once it rains it's that sort of smell, and then the leaves just become really like, once they fall down, then they absorb all of the rain and all of the water, and it just becomes like mud, something like that. I don't know, I'm getting this image. I don't know if it's something important for you. Maybe you have a memory related with that smell or that time of the year, but it's like really depressing autumn evening, when already around 4 or 5 p.m. it gets dark and it's raining and you just don't feel like you have any energy left, and these leaves, and it just feels like a bit of like feeling melancholic as well. But let's see what we're doing. And then after this I'm actually guided to this Queen of Pentacles. So to me already it's like you don't take enough care of yourself. It's like being stuck in the past and reliving certain moments, or like a week or a month or whatever, like a certain period of your life, and you don't feed yourself for this moment in time. It's whatever happened in the past. So something happened in the past and you still keep your mind there. It's like, I just heard soul fragment. It's like a piece of you is stuck in the past, and you're not fully yourself at this moment in time. It's like you're trying to reach out to yourself from the past, but it's like reaching the hand out and being like, I just want to bring you to the present, and yet something is stuck. Some I don't know if it's a memory or if it's something very traumatic that happened in the past, but it's like being stuck there. And now I just saw this brooch on the Queen of Pentacles. I don't know actually what is it. It looks like Aries, you know, the sign, the ram or whatever it's called in English. And it's like being very stubborn about it. How does that relate to the topic? I don't know. But here you should know that there is some decision to make. Or maybe, yeah, it's like being stuck between the past, where you left a piece of yourself, and being stuck between the present when you don't really nourish yourself. It's like, you know how in the movies, it's like when somebody goes back in time and then they kind of start disappearing because things have changed or whatever is the storyline, and then they look through their hands and it's like, oh no, I'm disappearing. It's even like in the Spirited Away as well. I mean, that's a different case, but it's like, that's how I see it. It's like at the moment you don't put enough thought and enough nourishment into yourself, so it's like you slowly start fading away because everything is in the past. That's how I see it. And then it's like living between these two memories, living between the present where you are not even, well, fully present, and the past where you have all your energy. And it's like you are not guided, you are guarded. It's like, no, nobody comes to me. And actually that's how I put my hands, like, no, nobody comes to me. It's because otherwise I will, you know, hit you with the sword. It's like being suspended. Let's see, I want to get more information here. Because I keep getting this energy of this autumn evening or autumn like night. And usually it would be something nice and cozy, but there's a lot of sadness in that memory. I don't know what it is about, but that's how it feels. Maybe you think, oh, maybe I should have done something differently. Maybe I should have said what I meant, but it's in the past. There's nothing you can do. Okay, I want to clarify. Okay, well, the world just jumped out. You have to finish that cycle. That's what I've heard. Like, you have to end this. Things have come to an end. There's nowhere else you can go. The world is the last card in the major arcana, and what could happen, happened, and this is it. You have to bring yourself back from the past and live in the present. Yeah, I just feel like the cycle has ended. The cycle has ended. What else can you do? You cannot teleport yourself back in time to the time where you're stuck. There's no, I know it's easy to say there's no point overthinking and overanalyzing, but that's how it feels. I just heard beating a dead horse. It's like, the horse is already dead. There's nothing else you can do. Okay, let's see what else the cards give me. Anything else Group 1 should know? And now that I'm looking at this pencil, it's actually like fluorescent, and I see it's a highlighter. So maybe you have to highlight something. See with this? It's really big, and it's like, you know, you have to highlight some point, or I don't know, something about highlighting, something being visible. Oh gosh, now I see it's maybe something like somebody was wearing a high visibility jacket on that autumn evening, or some sort of element of their clothes was like this. You know, when you shine the light, you can see somebody from far away. That's kind of the image I get. And now the Two of Wands. And again, look, it's 2 wands. So you can either look one way or another. You can look in the future or you can look in the past. And where do you want to look? There's a whole world here. See, world. There's so many possibilities. But if you keep stuck in the past, then what else can you do? And now I just saw at the bottom of the deck we have Temperance. So it's about patience. It's about... what do I get actually from this card? It's about mixing and having just as much as you need. Not too much, not too little. And staying in... because the foot is in water. It's like staying connected to your emotions and what you feel. Because then Okay, now I hear it's like if you focus on everyday life, all these tiny things, just like pouring water from one cup to another and there and back and there and back. And it's kind of like hypnotizing because you keep repeating the same thing over and over. And that's how you can reach enlightenment or at least some sort of understanding of what happened. It's like being here and now. It's not about thinking, well, before there was that much in that cup and then there was that much. It's like, no, I'm right here, right now. I will just keep mixing until I reach this equilibrium. That's what I heard, equilibrium. And I don't really know why looking at these, I think they are iris flowers. I don't know why I heard jealousy. I don't know if it's the situation has to do with being jealous or in the past somebody being jealous or what's going on because we have two flowers. I just actually noticed that. It's like two cups, two flowers. Maybe it is about the situation from the past. Maybe you lost someone because you were jealous of them and now you keep replaying everything in your mind, but I don't know. And just underneath, we have Eight of Pentacles. So again, just what I said, focusing on the everyday stuff. Working on one pentacle at a time. And then you can see how far you've come. Look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pentacles. And then you have 6, 7, and 8. You still have some work to do. And I feel like because we have 3 of Pentacles, it's about working in a team. Maybe asking other people for help so that you can notice that you're not here in the present right now. You're somewhere else. And let's be honest, these pentacles will not work on themselves. You know, you have to put the effort and stop living in the past. Okay, I'll take it like this because I will just keep reading. Okay, I will put it here. Let's get 1 or maybe 2 cards for advice. I mean, I already kind of gave advice, like focusing on everyday stuff, but let's see what else the cards give me. So group 1. I just heard something like you have to underline the mistakes and move on. Because it's like, it's a mass. It's like a mass of energy that is very chaotic and very confusing. But it's like when you have a lot of text and you don't really need all of it, but then if you go through it word by word and you highlight the most important things, then when you look at the page, you know straight away, okay, you know, this is important, this is where my eyesight, or that's where my sight goes to. But if it's just a mass of energy, if it's really chaotic, it's like constantly drowning in all the chaos and information and what happened in the past. Okay, well, any advice for group 1? Oh, this. Okay, so it's the King of Cups in reverse. I feel like it's not being too emotional about it. Because I feel like as soon as you touch the emotions, that's how you feel. And then we have 9 of Pentacles. And here I get this image of working on your own value right here, right now. And I feel like it connects with the Queen of Pentacles because you have to invest in yourself right now or you will disappear. And there's no point looking at past in a very emotional way. It's like, oh, this person said this to me and oh, it made me so, I don't know, angry or so sad. And you keep, it's like being on repeat. And I saw it like when you had video, like tape recorders, like the VHS player. And I see it just being, you know, you relive the same moment and then it just goes like blub, 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 and then back and then you just press play and again you go through it and then blub, 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 and you don't realize the world around you changes. It's no longer autumn. Things are no longer dying. You know, things move forward and that's it with the cycles, with the world. Things change. You don't have to be stuck in the past. You know, you have so much, like in Rider-Waite with the 9 of Pentacles, there's a person with a beautiful garden and dressed really nicely and it's like, look what I have. This is all mine and I worked for it because see, 8 of Pentacles, you get it after you put the work. the everyday work. So I feel like it's just working on yourself, and it's like being connected with emotions, but not being too emotional, being detached in a way, not being swept by like the current of emotions, but standing on the side and be like, okay, well, today, I don't know, the river, the level of water, it's higher. Okay, well, it's fine. Let's see what happens. And just observing. So not being swept away. Let's see, anything else for this group? I don't know why I just heard hope. I mean, I was looking at the pink, but it's like, the pink is not really associated with hope, but I don't know, that's just something that came to me. Let's see, group 1. Group 1, and advice, anything else they should know. I heard something's coming, the tide is changing. So maybe you felt like you are constantly being drowned by life. So constantly the tide was getting higher and higher and higher. And it's like, I'm drowning. And it just keeps getting worse and worse. But I feel like now it's changing, now it's receding. So you can actually get a proper, you can put your feet on the ground. And it's going to be stable. Okay, keep talking and I keep shuffling. It's time to actually grab a card. Come on. Here. What do we have? Haha, see, a new start is coming. It's a new moon. Told you. New moon. Also, the moon is connected with, of course, the sea and the tides. So something new is starting, see? But you have to be here in the present. You cannot be stuck in the past. And look, it's like having a blank slate. You can just start all over again. Let's see what is the start about. What is the start about for group 1? If an Ace of Pentacles comes out, I will laugh so much. Okay. Okay, what is the new start for group 1? Okay, well, it doesn't want to jump out, so I'll have to pick out one. No, I felt something here. Okay, what's the new start? 5 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like it's putting this grief behind. Because I was feeling 5 of Cups energy in this reading. I was like, I'm surprised. It's not really... it didn't appear, but well, here it is. So I feel like it is an opportunity to put whatever happened behind you. It's like saying, oh well, the cups have spilled. What else can I do, But look, there is a river just in front of the person. You can go and fill up the cups. There's always some possibility. But if you keep standing here and crying, it's like crying over spilled milk. What else can you do? Well, you just go to the shop and buy some new milk. And the old one was already out of date. So it's like crying over something that was already bad, or it went bad, or it went sour. Something went sour. I don't know if it's about a connection, but it just feels like it wasn't good and it had to spill. So you would let go of it. And here it's saying, a new start is coming. You can achieve something new, You can have this self-confidence, you can have self-value, and you can move ahead. And I know it is needed to have this grieving period if something happens, so you give yourself the time and space to cry, to be sad. But at some period in time, at some point in time, you have to realize what's going on around me. It's like seasons have changed, things have changed. Time doesn't stand still. And it's time to make new memories. It's time to meet new people. And it's time to actually invest in myself, not invest in the past. And now the way I actually have placed the cards, it's like you keep working on the things, but it's about the past. It's like reworking the memories, reworking everything that somebody has said, and it's like, oh, if I said this, then, or oh, maybe I should have said this, but that's not how it works. You have to be right here, right now. Otherwise, you will always focus on these cups and keep crying, and you don't even know what's happening there. You don't know what's happening over the bridge. Maybe you can grab these 2 cups, go somewhere, and then you meet new people and you're gonna have fun. So, yeah, there's no point being stuck in the past. And I know it's super easy for me to say, but sometimes you have to hear it from another person. All right, let's get one more card. So these are the crystal cards. Anything else, like final message for the group? Should I take this one? No, let's keep shuffling. I didn't see the crystal. If I would see it, then I would take the card. But if it just kind of flips, then I keep shuffling. Group one. And see how I started singing? It's like eventually you will start singing. This card, it's self-love. I'm not kidding you guys. It's self-love. I never know how to pronounce it though. Is it chrysocolla or chrysocolla, whatever? And see? Wait, it's not that I'm pretending, but see? Self-love. And that's what I said in the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It's like you don't put enough to yourself. It says that tranquil and sustaining, chrysocolla, whatever, encourages you to remain serene and strong during change or challenge, dissolving destructive emotional programming. It increases energy assimilation. So see, destructive emotional programming. I feel like you're stuck in an old program here. And actually, I think I will read some of this. So it says for divination, it means forgive yourself. So if you have done something that you're not proud of in the past, you have to forgive yourself. Accept with equanimity what you cannot change. See, the cups have spilled. You cannot change anything. You have to move on. Let go of hurt and rectify situations that can be healed. What else does it say? It's interesting. It says there might be past life trauma to heal around being a woman. So if you are a woman, again, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, maybe always giving and giving and giving, because that's a very feminine energy instead of receiving. And then for the healing inside, bitterness and self-doubt have no place in well-being. It is it is good to nourish your body with self-love and gentleness. And what was I saying about nourishment? Like, you have to nourish yourself. And for timing, it's Taurus, Gemini, Virgo. What did I say at the beginning that I got Taurus? See? And Taurus, again, it is also about kind of valuing yourself. Taurus is all about self-value because it's a sign ruled by Venus. It's beauty, connections with people. How much are you worth? Because you're worth a lot. No matter what you do, you are worth a lot. And you don't have to deserve it. I see it as having this indestructible core of being that is always valuable. And no matter what you do in life, you still have that value. Everyone has a value. So you just have to realize it. And here for the soul path, loving and valuing yourself. You have value. It's not like you have to work for it. It's not that everyone has to forgive you. You have to forgive yourself and then realize, I have never lost my worth. Maybe I lost sight of it, but it is still there. You know, it's like the pencil. If I turn around, I don't see it. So it's like, oh, I don't have a pencil, but it's always there. It's like with self-value. It's there. You know, if you're a good person and you do your best, you know, your intentions are clear, then honestly, nurture yourself, value yourself, and see, a new start is coming. The tide is changing. So yeah, I think this is it for this group. I really hope this is the message that you had to hear. And honestly, like, you have so much value and never, ever, ever forget it. And nobody can take it away from you. So that's what I want you to remember. And now I just noticed that the shape of this stone kind of looks like this character. It's like kind of, you know, turned to the side, but no, that's just on the side. Anyway, so that was group 1. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you are worth a lot. Okay, so I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye. Hello, group 2. So if you chose the Crystal Balance Grounding Spray, which is just water, it actually feels so nice. This is your reading, group 2. Okay, so What sort of message do you have to hear? What information do you need? That's what I'm giving to you. We'll see what happens. I will start with the tarot cards and let's just see. Whatever comes up, comes up. And yeah, I just saw the star here on the blanket. So there's stars and there's all sorts of constellations. And last group I kind of picked up on Taurus, but now I'm hearing like the star. You are the star. Yes. Okay. Group 2. What is the message for them? What do they need to know? What sort of information do they need right now at this moment in time? Okay, I'm getting an image of a really quiet, like really nice beach. It's not really about the beach, but it's about water, and it's like beautiful and clear, and this very intense blue, but not blue, it's like blue more like turquoise, and it's super peaceful. And you can see the ripples. Oh, it's so pretty. And it's just the water, like I don't really see the sand or anything, but it's just the clear water. And it's a really sunny day. Oh, it's so pretty. So maybe you are taking some time off, or you are thinking about some sort of holidays. Or maybe you're looking back at the time. I heard when life was simpler. Alright, group 2. Why did I just hear lizard? Lizard? Like an animal? Lizard queen? What? Oh, that's so strange what I hear sometimes. Okay, group 2. Okay, one more here. Let's see, what message do you have to know? Hangman, 2 of Pentacles. Again, this 2 of Swords already appeared in another group. And we have 2 2s. One is reverse. I feel like you're trying really hard to kind of get yourself out of some sort of stagnation, but it's just not happening. Because this card to me, 2 of Swords, it's like some sort of choice you have to make, but it's a stalemate. It's like, should I go this way, should I go that way? And because you have 2 choices, you don't really move. You just sit still and you wait for something to happen. And here, with the 2 of Pentacles, it's like you have too much to juggle. There's no balance. While upright, it's a person who can keep all these pentacles, in the air. In reverse, it's like you have things falling out of your hands. You have so many that it's like, oh, will I catch this one? Oh gosh, no, this one is falling. And oh no, this one is going to break. And oh, constantly, it's like you have so many things falling on your head that you have kind of thrown in the air. So, okay. I feel like you are trying to keep yourself busy to kind of fight with this stagnation. And this is why you have so many different projects going on. And you have so many things up in the air, but it's like you started, you forget it, and then it hits you in the head from behind. Like something piling up. And then here, it actually stops you from doing things. It's like the more balls you have in the air, like the more you're juggling, you just cannot move. It keeps you staying in one place, because if you move, you have to take all of that with you, and it's just too much. It's too complicated. Okay, let's get some more information. Yeah, it's like keeping yourself busy, keeping your hands full. But what is below the surface? Let me see, what is below the surface? Let's ask the cards. What is below the surface here for this group? So group 2. And I just saw that it's the Crystal Balance grounding spray. Are you grounded? I don't know. It's like on one side, you feel like you have such like heavy and like there's so many roots that keep you stuck in one place, but at the same time you're ungrounded. Your mind is flying somewhere. Woo, far, far away. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, I see. Oh gosh, all of this fell out. Okay, I'll just take the sun in reverse, because that's the first one I saw. Let's grab one more. What is going on with these cards? You didn't see it, but this fell out. Okay, I will just take the Knight. And again, you want to move. See, it's the Knight of Swords. It's like, quickly, I have to rush somewhere. But then on the other side, you have the Knight of Pentacles. And this is the slowest moving knight in the whole deck. And you can even see it in the imagery. This one, it's like the wind, just going quickly, and you can see the horse, and he's so eager to just go into attack and be like, yes, I'm going there. And this one is barely moving. It's like he's staying in one place and he's staring at this pentacle, and it's like, what should I do with it? And I wonder if you are kind of kept waiting by a person like this. Maybe you are waiting for a message from them and they keep you hanging, and you're like, no, I just want to move somewhere and I want something to happen. Whether it's a project, whether it's a person, whether it's like a romantic situation or whatever. I feel like the message is coming, but in the meantime, you want to say, I have control over this, and I'm not waiting for somebody. I can just, free myself from this suspension. I have all these projects going on, and I don't really need that person, but they have some sort of information. But because they move so slow, you just can't be bothered. You're like the Knight of Swords. And I feel like in this case, it's like you want to rush, you want to go somewhere, but the energy is blocked. And the Sun in reverse. I just saw this image of you juggling all these things, and you look up at the sun and you're blinded, and you're like, oh, my eyes. And all of the things that you're juggling, they fall to the ground. It's like having eggs, and all of the eggs just go like on the ground. Why am I seeing this? I don't know. But it's kind of funny. But what is the meaning here? Yeah, it's like, I don't know, if this person, because you have to wait, it makes you unhappy, or you kind of have to contain your enthusiasm, because maybe you're like, no, I don't want to get too excited, because then if nothing happens, I will be disappointed. So it's like trying to control your emotions, trying to control your enthusiasm by kind of keeping it down, because you don't know what this person will bring. And because it's so slow, it keeps building up, but I don't know, it's like, it is a positive card. And look, we have the sun, we have sunflowers, we have some yellow here, and the dress is yellow. There's a lot of joy, but it's like waiting for somebody, and on one hand you're too tired, because it's like, how much longer will it take? I want some action, but then everything outside you, it's kind of blocking you. It's like when you have, let's say, a glass of water, and then you put, some sand or glitter, and it's like you want keeps rolling, like things rolling, and when you would stir it, and then it forms that sort of whirlpool, and it's like, it's so exciting, and it's things keep moving, but it's just in a glass, nothing is happening. And it's like you are trying to make things happen, but then the glass is still standing, there's nothing happening with it. So you're trying to maybe make yourself not feel something, but to keep yourself busy. And you're looking forward to something so much, but because it's so slow, you're just so frustrated with all this waiting. It's like, I just want to act, I want to go for it. Let's see. Okay, anything else for group 2? I feel like you should get yourself a grounding spray so that you can stay in the present. So you don't keep running into the future. It's like, oh, it could be like this. Oh, it could be like this. And oh, I will also do this. And then the night hasn't even arrived yet. The message is still not there. Okay. Group 2, what else? What else can you tell me? Okay. Seriously, again, oh my goodness, I have shuffled these cards and we got again the queen, not the queen, the king of cups in reverse. The other group got this, so there are some similar energies. And the Hierophant in reverse. And here I feel like other people are saying to you, something has to be by the book. It's like you have to follow the rules. And you are that Hierophant in reverse. And you're like, no, I will do it my way. And then maybe that's why you keep struggling. Because it's like, no, I'm not going to listen to others. Like, I'm going to do it my way. I don't have to follow the tradition. I don't have to follow the rules. And then you're left juggling all these things. And it's just super confusing and you're still stuck in the same place. And then the King of Cups. I feel like in this context, it's you are trying to block your emotions from you. So trying not to feel disappointed, trying not to feel whatever could kind of change your balance, and you're already on a really thin. It's like balancing on a line, when you have a line and you have to walk on it. So here I feel like with this King of Cups, you're like, no, I will make a wall so I don't feel anything. And again, with the Sun, it's like trying not to get this excitement get to you, because then if things don't work out, you will be disappointed and it will hurt. And I've been talking so fast. Whew, I'm out of breath. Let's get one more actually. What is the advice here? And well, what you should know, you're doing too much. It's like trying too hard, and 2 cards fell out. Yeah, 9 of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So, what do you have to know? You've already done so much. 9 of Wands, it's like the wounded warrior. You've been through so much. And it's like you've been here, and you've been there, and you've been there, and you fought with this, and you had a fight with this, and this, and this, and this. But it really made you super tired. And there is a new passionate start. There is something new happening because it's an ace. It's number 1. New things happening. But I feel like you just have to wait for things to settle. And that can be a bit kind of counterintuitive, because with the Hanged Man in reverse, it's like you want to end this stagnation. So if you don't do anything, the stagnation is going to be even worse. But I feel like you just have to wait and kind of heal yourself from whatever happened in the past. I feel like if some, you know, the image I had with juggling all the eggs. And if some eggs kind of fell on your head and on you, and you're just all kind of super messy, it's like, you know, take some time, go and take a shower, change your clothes, take it easy, and then you can start something new, or then something new will happen. Let's see with the Terminology cards. Anything else for group 2? Yeah, I just heard stuck in the mud. You might feel like that. Or maybe the other person, because it's the Knight of Pentacles. It is the earth element, so maybe they do have some, I don't know if it's a person or if it's a project or some sort of institution, but it's like they have a lot of rules and you have to follow them, and it makes you so tired. And it's like, when do we actually get to the fun part? When do we get to the practice? And with the Hierophant in reverse, it's like, I cannot be bothered to follow these guidelines. It's like, get away with this. Okay, group 2. Group 2. What else? and a message. Oh. Oh, okay, this one jumped out. Don't let your past hold you back. So that's the South Node. Actually, I'll get one card to clarify it because I'm curious what sort of past. When I started yawning, maybe you're bored with the past and you're like, oh, past. I'm not getting back to these energies, you know. I want something new. I want something exciting. I don't want to be held back by the past. But the South Node also talks about our comfort zone. Let's just get one more card. What is this South Node about? One card on the South Node, please. Oh. Okay. So we have the Fool and the King of Wands that jumped out to me. What do I feel here? It's like going from the Fool, going from a 0 to the King. And even look, they both have the Wands. It's like, yeah, before I was just a fool, I was inexperienced, I was naive, and look who I am now. I am this king, I'm sitting on the throne, and people look up to me. So perhaps the past that's holding you back is this feeling that you have already gone through your journey. You know, there's no point in further development. And now there's some sort of ego here. I mean, it's not something very like strong because both of the cards are upright. So it can be something small. It's like, oh no, I'm not gonna go back to being the fool. I have already established some sort of image or some sort of career or some sort of social standing, and I'm not going to just jump around in yellow tights like a fool, you know. So but there is something new coming, and maybe that's what you have to do. Maybe sometimes you have to act like a fool. Maybe you have to access this very childish energy. And the Sun, it's like the inner child. And because this is in reverse, perhaps the inner child is blocked. You don't allow yourself to play because you are surrounded by super serious people, by all of those guidelines. And you're doing so best, like you're doing your best, you're doing so much to get away from it. And that's what actually this Two of Pentacles makes me think of. It's like you want to juggle things, you want to have fun, but everything is so strict. Let's see. Let's get a crystal card for group 2. Oh my goodness, everything fell out. Well, this one turned around, so I will keep this one. It's Rodo Cross-eyed. Can you see it? Yes. I don't know why I have been piling up these cards like this. Maybe this is also something that you're doing. You keep piling things up so you don't see what was in the past. Maybe something was, don't let past hold you back. And maybe you're trying to forget who you were in the past. Maybe this is something really embarrassing for you. And you keep piling things. You keep piling projects. You keep juggling things. But you are you. And yeah, sometimes it feels embarrassing that, oh, we had this phase and we had that phase in our life. But that's who you are. And you have to accept it fully because it's a part of you. Because always the past will kind of, you will see a little bit of it. And the sooner you accept it, the more integrated you can be. Oh, I'm still yawning. What is going on? 45. Or maybe you are thinking like, oh yeah, whatever. I've heard this 100 times. Like, what is she even talking about? Anyway, it says the Heart Reviver. That's Rodo Cross-eyed. It says rhodochrosite teaches the heart to assimilate painful feelings without shutting down. Dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns, it offers compassionate love and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. I do get a feeling like you shut yourself down after something happened. Maybe you no longer allow yourself to feel joy. And by doing so many projects and kind of being stuck in yourself, it's like, I don't want anything else to happen to me. I don't want to be that naive fool that I was once in the past. Again, the King of Cups in reverse as well. I don't want to be some sort of vulnerable, weak person. You just want to keep moving forward with the Knight of Swords, but not really looking back at what happened in the past. What else does it say? Time for a change of viewpoint. Begin to seek the gifts in your experiences rather than seeing the negative effects. Check out whether what you were taught in childhood is still relevant to the person you are today. And see again this sort of inner child. I don't know, maybe you were taught something in the past when you were a child. Some sort of, like, in this house we never do this, or you are not supposed to do that. You are not supposed to just go outside and get all your clothes dirty, because otherwise, your parents would shout at you and be like, no, that was a new t-shirt, and you ruined it. So then you learn to be super careful with things. But I feel like finding joy again in life, being like that fool, and just closing your eyes, putting your face out in the sun, and just enjoying life. So it says, releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being. And for the soul path, radiating unconditional love and selfless compassion. Oh yeah, now it came back to me, the sort of image I had at the beginning of that really beautiful water. Maybe it is time for you to just channel that inner child, to run into that water and have fun, like play some games with somebody, just be silly. And don't think what other people think of you. Just free yourself. Allow yourself to feel joy. Allow yourself to feel happiness. And now you're an adult, so you realize it's not like it's going to last forever. It's all a state of mind. So it's like catching these fleeting moments when they come. Because that's it, it's like learning how to kind of ride the wave, see? Here with the wave, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. And I feel like that's the thing, like learning to do it. Anything else here? Yeah, and if you have done anything embarrassing in the past, or you were a type of person that now you would be embarrassed to know, or you have done some stupid things, it's like, well, it's in the past, and maybe you were trying super hard to kind of compensate for it, but nobody is going to tell you, okay, it's enough, now you've paid back all of the debts and now you can move ahead. It's up to you, it's in your mind. You don't have to kind of keep yourself to some really tight standards, because you've already went through a lot with that 9 of Wands. You're already tired, and there is the Ace of Wands waiting, something happy, something passionate. And I see you want to move towards it, but something here is still blocking you. And I feel like it is accepting yourself, forgiving yourself for the past, and opening the heart. Actually, just quickly, what is stopping you? The 6 of Swords. Yeah, it's like staying in a situation, not wanting to move to the calmer waters. Staying in a situation. So it's up to you. Wait, actually, that's just, what do they have to do? What do they have to do? Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you have to nurture yourself. You have to recognize yourself and be like, okay, Maybe I was stupid in the past. Whatever, it's in the past. I accept it. And I still love myself, and that's cool. Time has passed, I've learned. And now I value myself. So just nurturing yourself. Like, what would you tell to your friend? It's like, yeah, well, it's in the past. What else can you do? So yeah, I think this is it for the group. Just value yourself, you know. You've gone through a long way. It's like with the plants here. They grow a little bit each time, and then you have to look back to see how far you've come. And this plant wouldn't exist if, let's say, this part wouldn't be here. You know, if you would cut it, then that's it. There's no more connection here. So it's like honoring who you were in the past. And you don't owe people, I don't know, like paying back for whatever you've done. I mean, if it was something horrible, but everyone has some sort of like weird phase, I suppose. So just treating it in a very loving way. I think that's the way to go. All right, so that was group 2. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hello! If you chose this Latin book with some Latin quotes, this is your reading. And I picked a little like random quote, but let's see. Let's see what the cards say, and then I will see how that connects with that quote, if it connects at all. Let's just see if the 6 of Wands shows up, then I will be very yeah, I will laugh, because the quote had something to do with that energy. But let's see. All right, group 3. What is some information or a message that group 3 should know at this moment in time, whenever they are watching it? Okay. Actually, let me just get closer. Okay. Group 3. What should they know? What sort of messages? We got 6 of Cups, so almost there. Something to do with childhood memories. I also see an hourglass, and the sand is just going down. It's like time is passing. Group 3, what message? What message should they know? Oh, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, interesting. And last card, and then we'll get some more cards and get some extra information. But already with these 2 cards, I'm kind of seeing what is going on. One more. Let's see if one more jumps out. Ah, Strength. Well, I'll see it as upright. Well, whatever happened in the childhood that was difficult, I feel like now it's time to overcome it, and this is what you should know. Maybe this is something that you are working on at the moment. So we have the 6 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Strength card. So as I said, 6 of Cups, I had this image of well, childhood memories, time passing, and you know, like the hourglass. Time is just, well, the sand, the time, whatever it is, it's just going down, and then once the sand kind of goes all the way down, then you turn it around and it's the same thing over and over. And I just heard it's time to stop repeating the same mistakes. And see how it's very interesting. That's why I said it's interesting, because here we have 2 children, and here we also have, I think it's a mother and a child. So I don't know if it's something about childhood where you were not given the proper I heard nourishment, but because it's Pentacles, it's as if there is not enough, that, you know, we don't have enough in the house. Maybe it's not just about money, it can be about time, you know, there's not enough time. Your parents don't have enough time, so, you know, they are always busy and you can never really get their attention. Or there's not enough emotion, so emotions are not expressed. And see, we have 6 and then we have 5. So it's like going down. It's like going back in time. And now I see it like when you have those, like when you did photography in the past, you had like the film. So it's like going, you had those little squares of rectangles or whatever it is, and you were going past, and you were going one by one by one by one, going further and further into whatever happened in the past. But I feel like now you are taking control. Because perhaps this thing in the past is like this big lion. It is... I see it as just like a really big collection of energy, and there's so much of very vulnerable energies. There's a lot of like very raw emotions, and there's a lot of instincts. Perhaps something that we say, I'm an adult now, I don't feel this way, I'm no longer a child. But it's like a lion. It's very primal. It's very raw. It's not something you can control. Imagine a baby when a baby is born. And now I just heard this song from a commercial. Like when I was a kid, it was popular. There were those dolls called Baby Born. And it went like, baby born, something like this. I don't know if you liked playing with these dolls when you were a kid. Maybe that's, if you did, maybe that's how you wanted to kind of nurture yourself. Maybe you saw yourself in that doll and thinking, I will give you enough time, and I will change the nappies, and, I will carry you around, and I will go on a walk with you. But what was the point? I lost the plot. I always wanted a doll like this, but I never got it. It was too expensive. So, and I remember there were ones that could even, like, you would feed them and then you would change the nappies. I mean, why would you do that? But still, I just got reminded of that. But what I was saying is that children, or a baby, when a baby is born, when they are hungry, they cry. When something is wrong, they cry. So they express their emotions in a very authentic and direct way. And it's almost like an animal, It's an instinct, you cannot control it. So there is that massive... I don't know why I hear the word conglomerate. It's like all these energies all together that are very raw. And it's like a nerve. If you touch it, it's very painful. So perhaps I feel like now you are taking control over it. And it's like a ball of yarn that's very tangled, and you try to make sense of it and to make it really nice, and not make it nice, but just make some sense of it. Because if there was some sort of lack in childhood, I feel like now you are coming to terms with it. Let's see. This is kind of a clear message, but let's see what else is showing up. And now that I'm looking at this card, these two kids, they look so similar. They just wear a different t-shirt. And I thought it's like you going back to your childhood to kind of learn from yourself and be your best friend. So maybe you didn't have somebody around you and you're trying to make amends. You're trying to go back in time and be like, nobody was there for me, but now I'm an adult and I can take care of that inner child. Okay. Anything else? Group 3. Okay. What is up with this Queen of Pentacles? Honestly, it's the third time. And I will put it under the 5 of Pentacles because this is so fitting. This is about nourishment. And again, the feeling of you didn't get enough of this nourishment, enough of this warmth. Whether it is about emotions, whether it is about... Okay, yeah, I'll keep this. Whether it is about emotions, whether it is about the financial side of things, whatever it was, if you didn't have enough, you feel that you weren't nurtured properly. But because we have the 8 of Swords in reverse, I feel like you are coming out of a specific mindset that perhaps was formed when you were younger. And then we have Justice in reverse. Maybe you're coming to terms with it, thinking, okay, it wasn't fair, but what else can I do about it? I wasn't given these things. what I needed, because I feel like everyone has a different way of what they need emotionally. They have a different way of what's the word, of fulfilling these needs. And actually, if you are into astrology, if you look at the sign that your moon is in, so the moon shows emotional needs, and some people, they need emotional closeness. That would be, for example, moon in water signs. So for example, if you have a moon in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, somebody would need emotional closeness, feeling like they can merge with the other person. But then if you are born into a family that's, let's say, has a lot of air in it, so air, that would be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. So air element, it doesn't really like emotions. It's people who are detached, people who are more intellectual, people who are in their mind a lot. So imagine if you are a child who needs a lot of that emotional nurturing, and then all you get is like, there you have a book, read this, read that, and the only discussion that there is, it's about, oh, what did you read today? Oh, what did you see? Interesting, some topic to discuss, or having an argument, because air, it's about communication. And the child doesn't care about, okay, what book somebody has read, or, oh, this character was a really interesting archetype of whatever. The child just wants to, I don't know, be hugged by the parent, and then just hear that, okay, everything is fine. Or the other way around. Let's say if there was somebody with a moon in an earth sign, so they need a lot of stability, but the parents would be, I don't know, fire element. So fire, it's, what is it, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. So fire, it's very future-oriented. It's somebody has a lot of enthusiasm, but they get fired up super quick. So imagine if you have this earth element moon, and you need your parents to be there. You need to know that they promise you, and they will be there on time, or they said this and they will do it, but they got another great idea and they got all fired up, and now they're focusing on this. So when you're a child, you learn not to really trust others because you cannot rely on them. So there are things like that. But I feel like because the Eight of Swords is in reverse, you realize that it's not other people who are to blame. It's not my parents. Everyone is just kind of living out their birth chart as it is. You cannot express something you don't have in your birth chart. And I feel like as you become an adult, you take responsibility for yourself and your emotions. And maybe you cannot change the other person, but you can recognize, okay, this is what happened in my childhood, and it's already it's in the past. I cannot change it, but I can change how I approach it. And if there was any lack, whether it is emotions, whether it is resources, anything like this, I can give it to myself, because now I am in control. And if there was an injustice in the past, I can make it right. So there's no point blaming others, especially parents, being like, oh, my parents are the worst, they didn't do this when I was a child and they were horrible, blah, 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 blah. But now once you're an adult, it's your responsibility. However serious that sounds, but that's the case. Okay, let's see, what else? What else do we have here for group number 3? And now that I'm looking at that book of the Latin sentences, maybe you had to grow up really fast. Maybe you had to be serious and you didn't have enough time to... No way. This is what the other group got. But here it's the 9 of Cups and the Ace of Wands. Can you see it? What was I saying? Oh yeah, maybe you had to grow up really fast. Maybe you didn't have time to kind of be silly and just do what kids do. You had to be more like intellectual. You had to be serious and always do your homework very well and have the best grades and stuff like that. So you feel like some part of your childhood was stripped away. No, it was taken away from you. Maybe you didn't get enough. So here we have the 9 of Cups and the Ace of Wands. And Ace of Wands already showed up in the previous group, but here I see it as something very positive. There's some sort of wish fulfillment going on in here, and there is a new beginning. So I feel like freeing yourself from whatever happened in childhood and then achieving whatever you want and starting new. So maybe finding enthusiasm in yourself, finding that passion. It's like reigniting this fire within you, and all it takes it's a spark. And now I'm just seeing, oh gosh, how is it called? Sparkler, I think that's how it's called in English. Like when you have this stick and you set it on fire and then it has all the sparkles. So that's the sort of energy I get, and it's like very quick and it's very scattered, but it's so pretty, and it's just looking at it and enjoying the moment. Usually I don't know how it is in other places, but it makes me think like in Japan that's what you do in summer when you have all the summer festivals and all of the fireworks. You would also have the sparklers in summer. And I'm getting this very carefree energy of summer and just going out there, and it's still light, even if it's late at night. But, well, it depends where you live. But if it's already dark, then the night is still very warm and you can go out and just enjoy yourself. You can go out with friends and you have fun and you have no responsibilities. And, you light up the sparklers and you just move them around in the air and you see how the sparkles just fly around, and it's like connecting with something within you, with that, it's like this innocence of the child, having this wonder within you, being happy even with the smallest thing. And I feel like once you overcome whatever happened in the past, that's how you can appreciate it even more. Because just because you didn't have something when you were a child, it doesn't mean you are never ever going to get it. And of course it is different when you are an adult and you kind of try to compensate for the past. But it's this joy of living, very kind of fiery energy. That's why we have the Ace of Wands here. Just learning how to enjoy life again, even if the past was difficult. Let's get one card about why is the Justice in reverse. Because to me it's like, well, it might have not been fair to you as a child, but let's just clarify. It's just so that I know. Okay. We have the Tower in reverse. These two? No. Okay, how do I feel this? So with the Tower in reverse, it's as if you do have to allow this tower to happen, but it's within you. So it's an inner kind of shock and coming to terms, well, it might have not been fair, but that is life. Not everything is fair. And I feel like destroying whatever was built on this feeling of unfairness. So if you were holding any feelings of resentment, of feeling or feeling like, oh, other people didn't have it this way, and for me it's always up the hill since I was a child, and blah blah blah, always feeling like a victim. And of course there are people with very difficult childhood, I will not deny that, but at the end of the day, when you're an adult, you are in control and you can work on it. Okay, I just got... Okay, yeah, I'm just looking at these two characters because they are falling out of the tower. And there's two of them and they look identical. And I feel like it's two different possibilities. You can either kind of fall out of the tower, I don't know, break your arm and lie there on the floor and be like, oh, I have my arm broken. Oh no, I'm just a victim of the circumstances. No, oh, that is not fair. Or you can fall down and yeah, break your arm. It's not nice, but then be like, okay, well, this is not the ideal situation. I broke my arm, but well, it can heal. So I will take the time to heal it. So it's like taking control over these instincts, whether it is feeling of, oh, this is not fair, or feeling that there's not enough, or feeling that you weren't nurtured properly. It's like coming to terms with it. Anything else? Let's get the Moonology card. Okay, one for group 3. Oh, okay, 2 fell out. Take time to breathe out. A personal issue reaches resolution. Exactly, personal issue reaches resolution. And this is a full moon in Cancer. Full moon is when the sun is in one sign and then the moon is in the opposite sign. So full moon in Cancer would be sun in Capricorn, moon in Cancer. And to me, this is the parental axis, the father and the mother. So here it is about coming to terms with this nurturing, maybe realizing, you know, it wasn't best in the past, but you can reach resolution with it. And then we have take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So it's slowly disappearing. So taking a breath, you know, breathing out, taking the time, thinking about it from a, I would say, logical perspective. So you can free your mind from this, prison that, oh, I didn't have enough, oh, it wasn't fair. Because then you can move on to this 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment and some passionate new beginnings. So to me, this is something very positive. So I feel like the card, the full moon in Cancer, is saying it is possible to do this. No, this already came up for the other group, like group 2. So if you were feeling, okay, maybe group 2, then this is the same card. It's similar energies. So 45. So this is rhodochrosite, and I can already see how it works. So what it says is that rhodochrosite teaches the heart to assimilate painful feelings without shutting down, dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns. It offers compassionate love and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. So you can see, you learn to look at the past and feeling if there was this void, like something was missing. And if it was painful for you, you learn to accept this. You dissolve it. So it says identifying ongoing detrimental patterns. So you identify it and you dissolve them. You move forward. Face the truth with loving awareness. I feel like this is the full moon in Cancer. So you can still love yourself. You can nurture yourself. And it says time for a change of viewpoint. Begin to seek the gifts in your experiences rather than seeing the negative effects. Check out whether what you were taught in childhood is still relevant to the person you are today. Exactly. So looking at back in childhood, whatever happened, kind of transforming this and taking control. What it says, healing inside, well, releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being. Releasing resentment about whatever the parents have done in the past, maybe your sibling, whatever it is. If you are resentful, it keeps you in the past and you still give energy to it. And there's no point in giving energy to the past. You know, you have to live in the present. And for timing, it's a summer. Yeah, I was getting that energy. And for the soul path, it says radiating unconditional love and selfless compassion. Okay, and here's something I didn't read for the previous group, but also another thing it says in the booklet, deep down you feel alienated, unloved, or unappreciated. So maybe this is something from the past, because maybe you didn't get enough attention from your parents, whoever it was. You feel like, oh, maybe I'm unlovable. See, Queen of Pentacles, not feeling nurtured. It also says you may be repressing something you do not want to face. Irrational fears and paranoia and unacceptable emotions need to be acknowledged and transformed. Maybe you feel like, okay, I'm not supposed to feel this way. My parents gave me everything and they tried so hard. And yeah, my childhood wasn't that bad. Maybe my parents didn't give me that much attention or whatever, but they were still there. I didn't have some sort of traumatic childhood. But it's not like you're blaming your parents or whatever happened in the past. Once you allow it to come to the surface and then you deal with it, you let it sink, you absorb it, you free yourself from this mindset. I feel like this is when this wish fulfillment can happen and a new beginning can begin. Oh yes, and the sentence, it says, well, in Latin, I don't know if my pronunciation is correct. It says Gloria virtuti resonat. And in translation, it means, like it would be either success or being famous is the echo of virtue. So once you do have certain virtues, once you follow them, then this is when you become successful. So I feel like that's the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. So yes, this is it. Oh, should I get one more? I feel like one more. Just a random one. This one. Okay, it says, well, in Latin, melior est canis vivus leone mortuo. And it says it's better to have a dog that is alive than to have a dead lion. And see, we have lion here. So sometimes I feel like it's better to have something small and something that is not as, I don't know, like a grand and showy, rather than have it and it is dead. I don't know if you get what I mean, but sometimes it's better to be happy with smaller things that are alive, that, you know, you're happy with, than to have that dead lion. To me, it makes me think of pride, and you have so many things, but then they don't bring you anything positive into your life. Well, that's it. Well, I hope it helped in some way, and I hope it was understandable. Alright then, so that was it for group 3. And yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!